Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
We started with the chapter cell cycle and cell division in our previous period, and we were discussing about the different stages involved in cell cycle. We couldn't complete, one more stage is remaining. So rest of the stages we had completed. Can anybody tell me the names of the stages which we discussed already? Gayatri, which are the stages that we discussed?
We discussed interphase and G phase and S phase.
Louder.
G1 phase and G1 phase and S phase.
G1 phase, S phase, G2 we didn't discuss?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we learned that in a cell cycle, there is interphase and M phase, isn't it? Interphase and M phase. And we were discussing about interphase. Interphase is further divided into G1, S and G2 phase. So quickly we will see what we had already covered, and then we'll proceed to the new topic. So cell cycle having two basic phases, interphase and M phase. And interphase is subdivided into G1, S and G2 phases. Whereas M phase is further subdivided into karyokinesis, where nuclear division takes place, and cytokinesis, where cytoplasm gets divided. And karyokinesis or nuclear division is further divided into four stages: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And you can memorize this by remembering the term PMAT. So if you remember PMAT, you can remember it in order: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Because whenever you are asked to explain the different stages, it should be done in order. You should not write telophase in the beginning, prophase towards the end. So it will be better if you can remember this and learn all the stages in proper order. PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Then we started with the interphase. Interphase represents the phase during which a cell prepares itself. So during interphase, division is not taking place. Cell division takes place during M phase. But interphase is a preparatory stage. So during this phase, the cell will prepare itself for carrying out the division. It will grow in size, and it will replicate its DNA and get ready for carrying out the division or M phase. Or you can say it is a phase between two successive M phases. So the stage between, the interval between two M phases, two successive or two consecutive M phases, you can call it as interphase. And interphase, as you see in the figure, occupies more than 95% of the entire cell cycle. And you can subdivide it into G1, S and G2 phases. And G1 phase is the phase between the end of mitosis. So soon after mitosis, interphase starts. So the first phase of interphase is G1. So it is the phase between the end of mitosis and the initiation of DNA replication. Already we learned that it is during the S phase that the replication of DNA takes place. So DNA replication takes place during S phase. So just before G1 phase, mitotic phase or M phase. So at the end of the stage between the end of mitosis and next what comes after G1? S phase. So between mitotic phase and the S phase, during S phase what is happening? DNA is getting replicated. So you can put it in this way: it is a phase between the end of mitosis and the beginning of DNA replication. And this phase, during this phase, the cell will remain metabolically very active. But DNA replication will not take place. That will happen only during the S phase. They'll be continuously growing, being metabolically very active, but the cell will not carry out DNA replication. DNA replication takes place only during the S phase. This is about the S phase where the DNA will replicate. And one important thing to note about S phase is that when DNA is replicating, the number of chromosomes is not getting increased, but only content wise it will increase. The content of the DNA or the chromosomes will increase, but not the number of chromosomes. So if it is a diploid cell, the cell will remain diploid even after the S phase is over. You know the difference between diploid and haploid. Haploid means unpaired number of chromosomes, whereas in diploid, the chromosome number or the chromosomes will be in the paired condition in diploid. So if there are three chromosomes, just for example, I'm saying just three chromosome, even after S phase, the chromosome number will be same. It will remain three, but the content, the quantity of DNA will definitely increase. If the cell had diploid or 2n, 2n shows n is the number of chromosomes, 2n shows paired condition of chromosomes. At G1, even after S phase, the chromosome number remains the same. It remains 2n. And during this phase, centriole also gets duplicated. So two important changes taking place during S phase is the first one is duplication of centriole. Second one is replication of DNA. Replication of DNA and duplication of centriole. When multiple choice questions are asked, so such questions can come during which stage the DNA replication is taking place. And if a cell is undergoing DNA replication during the S phase, what will be the change in the number of chromosomes after the replication? Or during which stage the centriole gets duplicated? So one word questions, as well as it can be asked for essay, like explain the different stages of cell cycle with a suitable diagram. Next is G2 phase. G2 or gap2 phase is the phase during which the proteins needed for mitosis are synthesized. And here also the cell growth will be continued, because soon after the G2 phase, the cells need to enter into the M phase where cell division is taking place. So during cell division, proteins are required and definitely the cell should continue to grow. So during G2 phase, which is following or which is continued after G1 and S phase, what all changes are happening? Protein synthesis as well as cell growth. Then comes G0 phase or quiescent stage. This is an inactive stage. All cells will not enter into this inactive phase, but there are certain cells which do not divide further. So what they will do is, as soon as G1 phase is completed, they will enter into an inactive stage. And that stage is known as G0 phase or quiescent stage. So some of the cells, they do not continue to divide. So those cells, soon after the G1 phase, they'll be entering the G0 phase where the cells remain inactive. But even during this phase, the cell will be metabolically active, but they will not divide, they will not proliferate, or they will not multiply and increase in number, but it will happen only when it is required. But there are certain cells like your heart cells, nerve cells. So they will not divide. So such cells will enter into quiescent stage. Your heart cells can never divide. That's why your heart and nerve cells and all cannot repair on its own. But when you are in the embryonic stage, these heart cells, nerve cells, etc., will divide and increase in number. But after your birth, these cells will lose their ability to divide. So they cannot divide anymore. So such cells, heart cells, liver cells, etc., will enter into a stage of inactivity. Inactivity in the sense that it will not divide, but definitely they will be very active metabolically, but will not undergo any sort of division.
It increases size, right? Even though after birth, it also increases size.
Yes, 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 it can increase in size, but
So
without
start
division.
dividing, right?
They just grow in size, but no division. That is why we say, no, our size of our heart is the size of our clenched fist. So as we grow, these cells can increase, but without division. No division takes place. Individual cells will increase in size. So next we are moving on to the different stages in mitosis. Already we learned that mitosis can be broadly divided into karyokinesis, where the nucleus undergoes division, and then it is followed by the division of the cytoplasm, which you call as cytokinesis. And karyokinesis, karyon means nucleus. Karyokinesis involves 4 stages: PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And this mitotic division is normally taking place in diploid cells. If you take in our case, in human body, you have somatic cells, or your body cells, we call it as somatic cells. They have diploid number of chromosomes. You know the number of chromosomes in our body. How many chromosomes you have in each cell?
46.
46.
It's in paired condition, 23 pairs. Each and every cell we have 23 pairs. It is in the paired or diploid condition. So mitosis takes place in your body cells for growth, repair, etc. Whereas the next type of division, which you will be learning, meiosis, takes place only in reproductive cells for the formation of gametes. So about that you will be learning. But mitosis is taking place in your body cells or in diploid cells. Generally, it is taking place in diploid cells. In animal cells, we can say it is taking place in diploid cells. But in plants, mitosis can take place even in diploid and also in haploid cells. So where you had learned about the different classification in bryophytes, spore cells are haploid, but these haploid spore cells, they will undergo mitotic division and they can result in the formation of gametophyte. Hope you are remembering. If you can refer the pages of that particular chapter, you will find out. So what I mean to say is that mitotic division is generally taking place in diploid cells in animals, but in plants it can take place even in um, haploid as well as diploid cells. So haploid cells, I gave you an example, spore cells. In bryophytes, spore cells are haploid, but there the mitotic division will take place, leading to the formation of gametophyte. Mitosis is divided into 4 stages. I already told you about the 4 stages: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Okay. First one is prophase. Pro, something to begin with. So you can remember prophase is the beginning stage. Then second one, metaphase. Remember the letter M. M for middle. M for metaphase, M for middle. And I'll tell you why I'm asking you to remember the letter M. So remember the letter M, middle. Then comes the next one, anaphase. So you will remember the letter A and relate it to the term away. Then next is telophase. Remember the term 2. T for 2, T for telophase. A for away, A for anaphase, M for middle, M for metaphase, pro. So to begin with, the beginning stage. Okay, prior to or pro means that is the beginning phase of M stage. So there are 4 stages. You will remember it using the terms, using the letters PMAT. Okay, so whenever you hear the term metaphase, remember the word or relate to the term middle. Anaphase, away. Telophase, 2. So as we learn the explanation of each stage, you will understand why I told you to remember these terms. We'll start with the first one. That is, which is the first phase? Prophase. This follows G2 and S phase. So once S phase and G2 phases are over, then the next is prophase. So the two phases, S phase and G2 phase of the interphase stage is followed by M phase or prophase of M phase. This is the longest phase in mitosis. So we mentioned about 4 stages: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. But prophase is the longest stage. Here the chromosome material, they will condense and untangle. So you know that when a cell is not dividing, you've learned in lower classes, when a cell is not dividing, the chromosomes, it won't form chromosome. Instead, the nuclear material will be in the form of an entangled thread-like network. So inside the chromosome, inside the nucleus, you will find an entangled network of thread-like structures. You call it as chromatin fibers. But when the cell is about to divide, these thread-like structures will untangle, they will get condensed to form what you call as chromosomes. I'll repeat again. When the cell is not dividing, when it is in the resting stage, the nuclear material will be in the form of some fibers, some thread-like structures. You call it as chromatin fibers. But when the cell is about to divide, these fibers will untangle, they get condensed and form what you call as chromosomes. Okay? Then, chromosomes are made up of 2 chromatids. And these chromatids will be held together at the region of centromere. So already we had learned about centromere, and the function of centromere also you learned. So chromosomes will be having 2 chromatids, and these 2 chromatids will be held together at the region of centromere. So centromere is the primary constriction you find in the chromosome, and this will be held together at the region of centromere. What will be held together? The 2 chromatids of each chromosome. And we already mentioned that in S phase, DNA replicates. Along with the replication of DNA, centrioles also will get duplicated. We need 2 centrioles to carry out the process of cell division. So what happens is, during this stage, the centriole which had got duplicated, they will move to both the poles. They'll be moving towards the poles of the cell. So these centrioles will move towards the opposite poles. Then next, mitotic spindle starts assembling. Mitotic spindle start assembling. You know what is the role of spindle fibers. From the centrioles, which have got moved to the poles, some fibers will arise. You call it as spindle fibers. And these spindle fibers are formed with the help of microtubules. About microtubules also you had learned in the previous chapter. They are made up of a protein known as tubulin. So microtubules help in the formation of mitotic spindle. The spindle start forming. They start assembling, getting ready to produce the fiber-like structures for the alignment of chromosomes in the next stage. But it starts assembling during this particular phase. Then inside the cell, you know, there are different structures, different cell organelles, and inside the nucleus we have nucleolus, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, the nuclear membrane. All those will slowly start to disappear during prophase. So we learned about some of the major changes taking place when prophase starts. So during the prophase stage, what are the major changes taking place? I'll repeat once again. This is followed by or this follows the S and G2 phase. So first S phase comes, which is followed by G2, and G2 will be further followed by our prophase of M phase. Hope you are getting my point. So interphase, there are three stages: G1, S, G2. So following or after, soon after the G1 phase, S phase will be completed. Then it is followed by G2, and G2 is followed by prophase of our M phase. This is the longest phase. Out of all the stages in mitosis, this is the longest phase. Which is the longest phase of mitosis? Prophase. What are the major changes taking place during this particular stage? The chromosome material, which were actually the nuclear material, it was in the form of thread-like structures known as chromatin fibers. So that chromatin material will condense. They get untangled and get condensed, and each chromosome will be made up of two chromatids, and the two chromatids will be held together at the region of centromere, the primary constriction found in the chromosomes. Then the centriole, we already mentioned, it duplicated during the S phase along with the replication of DNA. So those centrioles will start moving to the opposite poles. Then the mitotic spindle, it starts assembling so that it can produce the fibers for the alignment of chromosomes in the next phase, and microtubules and certain other proteinaceous elements will help in the process of formation of mitotic spindle. Cell organelles like Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, the nucleolus inside the nucleus, and nuclear membrane also will start to get disappearing. They will also disappear slowly they get disappeared, so that it can start the next phase, that is metaphase. So that was about the first phase of M phase. So what is meant by quiescent phase, Evelyn?
It is the G0 phase, during which the cell do not divide further.
They will enter into
They will enter into G1 phase.
huh?
They will exit from G1 phase.
And enter this particular phase. But what all things will happen during this phase? What are the specialities of this phase? The cells will remain Anna, cells will remain
And
active, but no division, no proliferation. Then in prophase, what all points we said, Rijas? Prophase, 1 point. Prophase is 1 point.
It is the longest phase in
Is Nevin,
M phase.
another point about prophase. Nevin,
It follows G2 phase and S phase.
louder. Follow then G2 phase. Nia? Nia?
Chromosomes are composed of two chromatids held together at the region of centromere.
So we learned more about mitosis in our next class. Okay, thank you, children.